Good morning. Welcome to Bradenton, Florida, and day number 5 of the FGCL. I'm Tom Canterbury. This is field number 1. Thank you so much for joining us here for the first of 3 here on field number 1. And we have the Sarasota Circus taking on the Manatee Squeeze. The Circus had an off day yesterday. They are 0-3 on the year, and the Squeeze also, they beat the Loggerheads yesterday 4-1, and they are now 2-1 on the season. And here is the starting lineup for the visiting team, the Sarasota Circus, under head coach Claire Ginder. Brooke Smith, the shortstop, will lead things off with J.C. Hamilton, the second baseman, batting second. Ashlyn Bunn catching, batting third. Kinsley Peak, left field, batting fourth. Cena Smith, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Natalie Donaldson, center field, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Mia Richards, the first baseman. Madison Prim, third base, batting eighth. Ella Carter, the extra hitter, will bat ninth. And Emmy Cardenas, the pitcher, will bat 10th. They'll face in the circle for the Squeeze, right-handed freshman out of UCF, Tori Payne. Payne making her 4th appearance of the season. She's pitched 6 2/3 with an 0-1 record. 3 runs allowed, 2 have been earned. A 2.10 ERA, and the first pitch is a called strike. She's given up 7 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 2 walks. A 135 whip for Payne so far on the year. Oh, and 2 now the count on Smith. I'll give you the defensive alignment for the Squeeze after this pitch. And went too far around on the check swing for strike 3, and that's a 3-pitch strikeout to start things off. For Tori Payne in the circles, Brooke Smith goes down on strikes. For the Squeeze, St. Jean in left, Crescio in center, Faulkner in right, Young at third, Green at short, Johnson at second, Segura at first, with Massengale catching Payne, and Hickey is the DP. J.C. Hamilton now the batter. First pitch to her is fouled away for strike 1. Hamilton on the year is 4 of 7. 571 the batting average, 2 runs scored. High and inside. 87 degrees at first pitch, partly cloudy skies. Wind picking up at times. Blowing right to left here on field 1. And it's fouled off. And the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Coming up next here on Field 1, we'll have the Aquanauts and the Swashbucklers, and the final game of the day on Field 1 will be the Loggerheads and the Skeeters. On Field 2, it's the River Mocs and the Finns underway. Keep you up to date on that one. Followed by the Rodeo and the Snowbirds and the Queens and the Sea Cows. That one's a gapper to left center field. That's down. J.C. Hamilton, the first hit of the ball game, a single to left center. They were 1 out in the top of the first inning. Now bring up Ashlyn Bunn, the catcher. First pitch is a called strike. Bunn 0 for 3 with a run scored. has been walked 3 times so far here this summer. Fouls that away, 0-2. The Circus tomorrow will take on the Sea Cows. That's a 2:30 first pitch here on field number 1. Squeeze have the Snowbirds tomorrow at noon on field 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the inning and second strikeout for Torrey Payne. And with 2 out and a runner on first, I'll bring up Kinsley Peak, the left fielder. First pitch swung on a miss for strike 1. Peak 0 for 4 with a run scored. She has also been walked 3 times here this summer. In the dirt, it bounces away. Trying to take second and thrown out is J.C. Hamilton. Trying to advance on the wild pitch, but she's retired, and that'll do it for the Circus here in the top of the first inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We played a half inning. Circus 0, Squeeze coming to bat. This is the FGCL. Moved to the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Circus and the Squeeze. And here's the starting lineup for the Manatee Squeeze. They are 2-1 on the year under head coach Taylor Pinnell. Leading things off, the left fielder, Lizzie St. Jean. Elise Crescio, center field, batting second. Ava Segura, first base, batting third. Lauren Faulkner, right field, batting fourth. Catching, batting fifth is Brooke Massengale. And Maddie Green, the shortstop, will bat sixth. First pitch to St. Jean is outside for ball 1. Eliza Johnson, the second baseman, bats 7th. Skylar Young, third base, batting 8th. And Reagan Hickey, the designated player, batting 9th. That bunt is down. It's fair. It's perfectly placed. The throw is not going to be in time. Infield single for Lissy St. Jean to start things off here in the bottom of the first for the Squeeze. Pitching for the Circus, the right-handed junior out of Winthrop, Emmy Cardenas. Elise Crescio now steps in. First pitch is a called strike. Cardenas on the year, making her third appearance for the Circus. She's pitched 5 1/3. No record. That pitch is inside. The throw down on the stolen base attempt is not going to be in time, and Lizzie St. Jean swipes the bag. Cardenas, the 14.44 ERA, 14 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. 2-1 now the count. Ground ball, that's through for a base hit from Crescio, rounding third and coming in to score. As the throw gets away, that'll be an RBI double for Elise Crescio. St. Jean scores, and the Squeeze lead it 1-0. Ava Segura now the batter. First pitch to her is popped up, and coming out of the circle is Cardenas. She'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Lauren Faulkner now the batter. Faulkner batting .333. She's 2 of 6 with a run scored, 2 runs driven in. Here in week 1 of the FGCL, and the first pitch is a called strike. The defensive alignment for the Circus. Peak is in left, Donaldson in center, Smith in right, Prim at third, Hamilton at short, Smith at second, Richards at first, Bunn behind the plate, and Carter the DP. 1-0 Squeeze. There's one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Working the outside corner is Cardenas. It's a ground ball to second, fielded by Smith. She'll make the throw to get Faulkner. Crescio moves to third, and there's now 2 gone. Over on field 2, they're in the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Rivermocks and the Finns. Brooke Massengale now the batter. Runner on third, 2 outs, and that's a line drive. That's knocked down, but Prim isn't able to make the catch. RBI single for Brooke Massengale, and it's now 2-0 Squeeze. Prim was able to keep the ball from getting in the outfield, but first pitch to Maddie Green is outside for ball 1. Ground ball, that's through for a base hit into left field. Misplayed by Peak, so that'll be a single for Green and an E7 to allow Massengale to reach third and Green to reach second. Liza Johnson now the batter. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. 4 hits in the inning for the Squeeze. They've plated 2 and have a chance to really bust it open here in the first inning. Johnson 1 for 5 with an RBI on the year. A couple of walks. Swings and misses there. Two-one. That's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-0 the score. It's again fouled away. One error in the inning, but the Circus defense hasn't done a lot to help Cardenas in the circle here in this inning. Counts now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch is inside for ball 4. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. For the 8th batter of the inning, Skylar Young. Went too far around the check swing, but the ball gets away, and coming in to score on the wild pitch is Massengale. Everybody moves up, so runners now on second and third, and it's 3-0 squeeze. That's a fly ball to center, but the park will hold it. Underneath it to make the catch is Donaldson for out number 3 to retire the side. But the Squeeze get on the board here in the first inning as they get 3 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. We played an inning. Squeeze lead at 3-0. This is the FGCL. We move to the second inning. Squeeze with a 3-0 lead over the Circus. Due up for the Circus here in the second, Peak, Smith, and Donaldson. First pitch is a called strike to Kinsley Peak, who was at the plate when Chasey Hamilton was thrown out, trying to advance on a wild pitch to end the top of the first inning. Torrey Payne back out in the circle for her second inning for the Squeeze. Freshman righty at UCF in 2026 from Wellington, Florida. Had a good season for the Knights. Had a 2.98 ERA and 42 1/3 innings pitched. 33 hits, 19 runs, 18 earned with 34 strikeouts, 34 walks, 12 strikeouts, a 4-1 record in her freshman year in Orlando. Played an integral role in one of the biggest wins in program history. As that one's inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Limiting number 9 overall seed, Florida State's just 1 run in 6 innings in the winner-take-all Game 7 of the NCAA Tallahassee Regional on May 17th. It's fouled off. The contest, the Knights won 4-2 to clinch the second NCAA Super Regional berth in program history. That's in the dirt for ball 4. So leadoff walk issued to Kinsley Peak. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Cena Smith. First pitch is high. Ground ball to short. They'll step on second for 1, and just beating it out is Smith. As the squeeze side to turn the double play. Green made the stop, stepped on the bag, but the throw just a split second late. So Smith reaches on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Natalie Donaldson. Donaldson batting .333. She's 2 of 6, 2 runs scored with an RBI, has a double, and 2 walks here in the first week of action in the FGCL. Ground ball to first. And it wasn't fielded cleanly, but I don't think Segura would have won the race anyway, so we'll give that an infield hit. It's a soft dirt. So if you can knock it into it and deaden it, it's going to be tough for this infield. So runners now on first and second with 1 away for Mia Richards, who fouls the first pitch away for strike 1. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Richard 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs on the year. Has a walk and a stolen base. Ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. That's a grounder to short. Underhand to second for 1, and this ball gets away, and coming in to score is Smith. And the Circus are on the board. It's now 3-1. It'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice and then an E4 allowing the run to score. And stealing second on the first pitch is going to be Richards. Madison Prim, the batter, fouled that one back. Runner on second, 2 outs. Circus are on the board. Ground ball back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Rounding third is Richards. She will come in to score, and taking second on the throw is Prim, and the Circus are now within one. It's 3-2 on the RBI single by Madison Prim. That does make both runs earned in this inning. So now 2 outs, runner on second. 3-2 your score. And Ella Carter, the batter. First pitch is a called strike. Carter 0 for 6 so far with a walk. Her first hit of the summer would likely tie things up. Circus have responded to the squeeze, scoring 3 in the bottom of the first with 2 so far here in the top of the second. That's fouled off. The ball and 2 strikes. Two back up the middle. That's going to get down through for a base hit. It's actually stopped on the infield by Johnson, which keeps the runner from scoring. So a good play by the second baseman. But that's an infield hit for Ella Carter. Third hit of the inning for the Circus, and now runners are on the corners with 2 outs for the pitcher, Emmy Cardenas. Cardenas 0 for 1 so far here in the FGCL. But a chance to help her own cause here as the squeeze come together to discuss things. The entire infield trying to hold on to the 3-2 lead. First pitch is low for ball 1. Been a tough start of the year for the Circus. They lost on opening day to the Finns 12-9. The Finns, one of 2 undefeated teams left in FGCL play. And they lost to the Loggerheads 18-10 in 5 innings. That one's grounded foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. So it's very, very rare you score 10 runs and get run ruled in a game. That's what happened to the Circus on Saturday. Then on Monday, they lost 10-3, so they have given up double-digit runs all 3 of their games so far here in the FGCL. Cardenas foul tips that one under the glove. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The offense hasn't been bad for the Circus, but just not been able to hold anybody else's offense down. The 1-2 fouled away. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Squeeze on Saturday beat the Swashbucklers 14-12 in game 1 of their season. It's a little outside, and now getting caught in a rundown is Carter. And she's going to be out at first before the run comes in to score. So Carter tried to get herself caught in a rundown. Did, but Prim wasn't able to get home in time, and that'll do it for the Circus here in the second off the caught stealing. Second inning in a row that they've had an out on the base paths to end the inning. But the Circus get on the board as they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 3-2. Squeeze with a lead. This is the FGCL. Three-two squeeze as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the squeeze here in the second. It'll be 9-1-2. Hickey, St. Jean, and Cresho. Emmy Cardenas back out for her second inning of work. Cardenas, a junior at Winthrop in 2026 out of La Jolla, California. First pitch misses for ball 1. Hickey 1 for 5 so far in the FGCL with 2 runs scored, has an RBI and a walk. Cardenas last year for Winthrop had a 4.57 ERA and 125 and 2/3 innings pitched. 168 hits, 96 runs, 82 earned. She walked 39, struck out 36. Had a 7-7 record for Winthrop. Gets the strikeout there of Hickey for out number 1. Cardenas was named a U.S. Marine Corps Distinguished Female Athlete while she was in high school, as St. Jean fouls the first pitch away for strike 1. St. Jean singled and scored in the first inning. Sophomore at James Madison in 2026. She is in the transfer portal. First year playing here in the FGCL without her sister Lily, who's finished with her college career. Last year in the FGCL, St. Jean batted an even 500, 26 of 52 with 11 RBIs, a homer, and 3 doubles, but she strikes out there. 2 out, nobody on, and back-to-back strikeouts by Amy Cardenas. And that will bring up Elise Cresho, who had an RBI double and came around to score in the first inning. Fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. Cresho, a sophomore in 2026 at Oregon. Was an all-star here in the FGCL last season, where she also hit 500 22 of 44 with 13 RBIs, a homer, 6 doubles. Had a 614 OBP for the Squeeze last season. And there's another base hit into the right center field gap, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. Cresho will round first and head to second. She'll slide in safely there with her second double of the game. Cresho making an early run at being back-to-back FGCL All-Star seasons. Doubles there. Runner now on second with 2 outs for Ava Segura. First pitch just misses for ball 1. Segura, a freshman at Southern Miss in 2026. Saw limited action, was 1 for 5. Her dad, Brock Segura, played baseball at what was then known as the University of Southwestern Louisiana. Now Louisiana. That one's popped up in foul ground. It is out of play. Not Louisiana Lafayette, certainly not ULL. The Raging Cajuns. Staying within the Sun Belt family. Segura heading to Southern Miss. 2-1. That's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Squeeze trying to add to their 3-2 lead as we play here in the home half of the second inning. Payoff pitch is low. Excuse me, that was 2-2. Now it's 3-2. Grounded foul. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball to right field. Smith is there. She will make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. Squeeze get a runner into scoring position with 2 outs, but can't get her in. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 2. It's 3-2 Squeeze. This is the FGCL. We move to the third inning. Squeeze with a 3-2 lead over the Circus. Due up the Circus here in the third. 10-1-2. Cardenas, Smith, and Hamilton facing a new pitcher for the Squeeze. As now pitching is the right-handed freshman out of Samford, Reese Hickey. She replaces Tori Payne, who went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs that were both earned with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Amy Cardenas will be the first batter. She was at the plate when Ella Carter was thrown out stealing to end the 2nd inning. First pitch is high for ball 1. So far here in FGCL play, Hickey has gone 6 innings. No record, 6 runs that have all been earned, a 7 ERA, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 9 walks. This is her 4th appearance. Fouled away. Squeeze, 3 runs on 5 hits with an error and 3 left. Circus with 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 1 runner left on base. And that's a leadoff walk for Cardenas, and that has been Hickey's issue so far here in the FGCL, finding the strike zone. That's her 10th walk allowed as we head back to the top of the order. And Brooke Smith, the shortstop, who struck out her first time. And the pinch runner is out for the Circus. And she takes off, and she is going to be safe. That was Mia Richards, who entered the game as a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Over on field 2, they're in the 3rd inning, and the River Mocs and the Finns still knotted up at 0. It's in the dirt. Hickey, this past season at Samford in her freshman year, had a 3.78 ERA and 51 in the 3rd innings pitched. 61 hits, 34 runs, 32 earned. She walked 24, struck out 42, had a 5-1 record for the Bulldogs. As that's fouled away. At one point for Samford this past season, after pitching a complete game shutout, had a 21-inning scoreless streak after struggling to start off the year. Chopper to second. The stop and the throw is in time from Johnson to get the out. Richards moves to third, and there's one away after the productive out by Brooke Smith. One out now, runner on third, and that will bring up the second baseman, J.C. Hamilton, who singled her first time. Swung on a miss, 4 strike 1. Liner up the middle. That's down for a base hit. And that'll be an RBI single for J.C. Hamilton, her second hit of the game. Richards comes in to score. And it's now 4-2. Excuse me, it's now tied up at 3. Circus trailing 3-2. They now have tied it up at 3. We'll bring up the catcher, Ashlyn Bunn. She struck out her first time. First pitch is a strike. Bunn, a sophomore at Winthrop in 2026 from Charlotte, North Carolina. Was 1 for 3 in limited action. It's a ground ball to short. They'll throw to second. Oh, and cannot make the catch. So an E4 on the fielder's choice. Puts runners out on first and second with 1 away. Second error of the game for the Squeeze. Now Kinsley Peak will be the batter. First pitch is a called strike. Peak walked her first time. Sophomore at Towson in 2026, where she transferred from Winthrop. From Forest, Virginia. Second year Circus last year. Batted .333 here in the FGCL. 11 of 33 with 8 RBIs, a homer, and 2 doubles. Excuse me, 3 doubles. Swings and misses there. 1 and 2. At Towson this past year, batted .263, 21 of 80. With 14 RBIs, had a homer, 6 doubles, 18 runs scored, a .429 OBP. A good sophomore year for Peak. Chase is there, 4 strike 3, and there's 2 away. So 2 outs now, runners on first and second, and Cena Smith is the batter. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored. Back in the second, and the first pitch misses for ball 1. An Ohio Bobcat. Smith, a freshman in 2026 from East Liverpool, Ohio. For Ohio this past year, batted .214, 9 of 42 with 5 RBIs, had a homer. Scored 23 runs, appearing as a pinch runner. .353 the OBP, a couple of stolen bases. And is way ahead in the count here, 3-1. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The Circus have tied things up here in the third. That's foul tipped in the glove. Might have been ball 4, but now the count's full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Drops in for a called strike 3. Smith knew it, and that was a great pitch by Reese Hickey to minimize the damage here in the third inning. But the Circus tie things up as they get a run on a hit. There was 1 error and 2 left We move to the bottom of the third inning, 3-3 between the Circus and the Squeeze. This is the FGCL. Lauren Faulkner fouls the first pitch off for strike one as we open up play here in the bottom of the third inning. Tied up at 3 between the Squeeze and the Circus. Faulkner's 0 for 1, ground out her first time. Amy Cardenas back out now for her third inning of work in the circle for the Circus. Faulkner, a freshman in 2026 from Longwood, Holly Springs, North Carolina native. Hits that one deep to right field, but Smith will range back to make the catch for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Brooke Massengale, who had an RBI single and came around to score in the first inning, where the Squeeze scored all the runs in the first. Had a 3-0 lead, and the Circus have battled back to tie things up. Massengale also from Longwood, a sophomore in 2026. He transferred to Longwood from East Carolina. Second year Squeeze. Massengale last year batted .333 here in league play. 15 and 45, 11 RBIs, had a couple of triples and 4 doubles. Holds off on that one. For Longwood this past year, she batted .277, 26 of 94, 18 runs or 18 RBIs, 2 homers, a triple, 4 doubles, scored 14 times, and stole 7 bases. That's a ground ball through the 5-6 hole into left field for a 1-out single, second hit of the day for Massengale. First pitch is a strike to Maddie Green. She also had a base hit her first time. From Purcellville, Virginia, sophomore in 2026 at the University of Virginia. for the Who's had a 213 average, 13 of 61, 15 RBIs, a couple of homers, 3 doubles, 8 runs scored. Fly ball, deep center field. That one's back and gone. Two-run shot off the bat of Matty Green, and the Squeeze retake the lead. It's now 5-3. First pitch misses for ball 1. For Green, she's now 2 for 2 on the day. And that was her first home run and first 2 RBIs of the summer. Eliza Johnson, the batter. She walked her first time. Johnson, a freshman at Indian River State College in 2026 and has entered the transfer portal. Was second team all-conference at Indian River this past year, where she batted .305. That one's down the line, but foul down the left field line. She was 39 of 128, 10 RBIs, had a double, scored 32 times, 373 the OBP, and was 17 of 18 stolen bases. So starting third baseman at Indian River, which was the first time she'd ever played third base in her career. That one's fouled away. One of 3 sisters that have all played college sports. Other sisters played softball and basketball. That one's low and away for ball 4. So Johnson follows the home run with a walk. Second time she's walked today. Squeeze now trying to add to their 5-3 lead with Skylar Young at the plate. Young, 0 for 1, had a fly out her first time up. And that's through for a base knock. Throw comes in. That will keep Johnson at second. After the fly out to open up the inning, it's been a single, home run, a walk, and a single for the Squeeze. And that will bring up the designated player, Reagan Hickey. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Redshirt freshman this past year at Virginia from Atlanta. Played last year here in the FGCL after redshirting her true freshman year at UVA. And batted .268 here in the league, 11 of 41, 12 RBIs, 3 home runs, a couple of doubles for the Squeeze. And then for Virginia this past year, batted .266 after getting all the reps here in the FGCL last year. Ground ball to first and misplayed at first base, and the out is still recorded at first. Richards didn't field it cleanly, but won the race to the bag to get the out. Both runners move up, but there's now two away. We head back to the top of the order. Listy St. Jean, 1 for 2 with a single run scored. Puts down a bunt down the first base line, but it's foul. That is stayed fair. St. Jean likely would have made first. I'm not sure if the runner would have scored, though. Didn't look like Johnson was breaking toward the plate. That's a blooper. Shallow left, but ranging back is Hamilton. She'll track it down to make the catch from short for out number 3 to retire the side.
Yes,
For
top 4 blue.
the Squeeze here in the third inning, they get 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We played 3. It's 5-3. Squeeze with a lead. This is the FGCL. Five-three Squeeze as we head to the 4th inning. Due up for the Circus as they try to answer back once again. 6, 7, 8. Donaldson, Richards, and Prim. Reese Hickey back out now for her 2nd inning of work in the circle for the Squeeze. And the first pitch fouled away for strike 1. Donaldson singled her first time. A couple of defensive changes for the Squeeze. Basari is now in center replacing Crescio, and O'Connell at second replacing Johnson. Check swing back to the pitcher. Hickey will make the stop and the throw for out number 1. Bring up Mia Richards, the first baseman, reached on a fielder's choice and scored back in the 2nd. She's actually scored twice today. Scored as a courtesy runner in the 3rd. First pitch is ball 1. Richards, a freshman at national runner-up Texas Tech in 2026, entered the transfer portal and is heading across the state to UTEP. From Brock, Texas. Redshirted at Tech this past year. was all our eligibility remaining. Foul tipped in glove for strike 3. And there's 2 away. So now 2 out, nobody on for the third baseman Madison Prim, who had an RBI single her first time. Prim, a junior at Lenore Rhine this past year, is in the transfer portal from STEM, North Carolina. Was second team All-South Atlantic Conference at Lenore Rhine this past year, where she batted .376, 70 of 186, 48 RBIs, 11 home runs, a triple, 13 doubles, 44 runs scored. That's line to second. There to make the catch is O'Connell for out number 3, and for the first time today, the Circus are truly set down in order here in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 5-3, squeezed with the lead. This is the FGCL. Five-three squeeze as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch misses for ball 1. Multiple changes that we will try to track down here. Nina Passari is the batter. And she's facing a new pitcher for the Circus as KK Bias enters the game, replacing Amy Cardenas. Cardenas went 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, are all earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Bias, a freshman at Longwood in 2026 from Cleveland, Mississippi. That's a 4-pitch walk to Nina Passari to start things off here in the 4th inning. Ava Segura now the batter, 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. That's a ground ball through for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Passari, and now Segura will try to take second, and she is out at second. So a single for Segura, and she is out 9-5-6, trying to stretch it into a double, or to take second on the throw, I should say.
Challenges?
Yeah. Okay.
Who's the pitcher right now? Sorry.
Number 5, KK Bias.
Okay, thank you.
All right. They are challenging the play on second, so hold on just a moment. After the challenge is upheld, so a runner on third with one away. First pitch is swung on and missed by a new batter for the Squeeze, and that's Ariana O'Connell getting her first at bat. Bias so far this year for the Circus, making her third appearance. She's pitched 2 2/3 with an 0-2 record. 14 runs allowed, but only 2 have been earned. A 5.25 ERA. 10 hits with a strikeout and 3 walks entering today's game. O'Connell fouls this one away. It'll get out. O'Connell, 2 of 9, 222 the batting average with 3 runs scored and an RBI. And a stolen base so far here in the league. Trying to add to the 5-3 lead with a runner on third and 1 out. And that's a ground ball that'll get through for a base hit into left field. So an RBI single for Ariana O'Connell. Brings in Passari. And it's now 6-3. First pitch to Brooke Massengale is a strike. Massengale 2 for 2 with a couple singles and a couple of runs scored. Massengale with a fly ball to right. And that's going to fall. Base knock in front of Pekin right field. Third straight single. Putting now runners on first and second with nobody out for the Squeeze here in the fourth. Third single a day for Massengale. We'll now bring up Maddie Green, who's 2 for 2 with a 2-run homer in the third and a single in the first. Throw back behind second. She's safe. The new defensive lineup for the Circus: Donaldson in left, Smith in center, Peak in right, Smith at third, Noel at short, Davis at second, Carter at first, and Castillo is the catcher. That's in the dirt, bounces away, and both runners will advance on the wild pitch. Fouled off. Squeeze an opportunity to really break this one open and really put it away here in the bottom of the fourth. It's lined to center, and the catch is made by Smith. Now tagging up from third and coming in to score on the sac fly is O'Connell. And it's now 7-3. Squeeze with the lead on the third RBI of the day by Maddie Green. This one on a sacrifice fly. So now 2 out with a runner on second for Eliza Johnson. First pitch misses for ball one. Johnson, 2 plate appearances today. She's walked both times. And now Elise Crescio will courtesy run for the catcher Massengale at first. Grounded to third, and that's past Smith at third, and Crescio will stay at third base. The throw came all the way home, so that will allow Johnson to take second. So a single for Johnson, moves to second on the throw. Crescio to third. That was another one of those plays where, once again, not an error, but play that could have been made defensively by the Circus, where the defense is not helping out the pitchers here. Second and third, 2 outs for Skylar Young. The first pitch bounces away, and Crescio will come in to score on the wild pitch. So Crescio scores, Johnson to third. Young 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out. It's now 8-3. It's fouled away. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Johnson will come in to score. And digging now for third is Young. The throw will come in, and she is out at third. Nice relay defensively by the Circus to get the final out. And in the inning, RBI double ends it as Young thrown out, trying to stretch it into a triple to end the frame. But it was a big one for the Squeeze as they get 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the 5th inning. It's now 9-3, Squeeze with the lead. This is the FGCL. Ella Carter leading things off here in the 5th inning. Squeeze now with a 9-3 lead over the Circus. Riseki back out for her 3rd inning of work. And Carter puts a charge in this one. That one's way back. Way gone! Solo home run from Ella Carter, her 2nd hit of the day. And it's now 9-4, Squeeze with a lead. Being 0 for the summer, entering today's game, Carter now 2 for 2. That's her first home run and first RBI of league play this year. And that will now bring up KK Bias, getting her first at-bat of the game. Not only her first at-bat of the game, her first at-bat of league play. Coming up next here on Field 1 at noon, or 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one, will be the Aquanauts and the Swashbucklers. Circus tomorrow will take on the Sea Cows at 2:30 here on Field 1. Bias with a liner to second, a leaping grab made by O'Connell for the first out of the inning. Tomorrow the Squeeze have the Snowbirds at noon on field 2. Back to the top of the order, and Brooks Smith 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. News just breaking on Twitter. Former FGCLer Kylie Edwards, shortstop at LSU, has decided to enter the transfer portal. A week after making a post talking about coming back to LSU. So a change of mind for the former FGCLer, who had a great year at LSU, where she transferred from Mississippi State. Payoff pitch. That one is blooped to right, shallow right field, and that will come in to score. Smith will say it first. A bloop single for Brooks Smith. Puts a runner now on first with one away. We'll bring up J.C. Hamilton, who's had a good day so far with a couple singles and an RBI. Correction, we have a new batter for the Circus. Britt Davis getting her first at bat. Davis 2 of 8 with a run scored and 4 RBIs with a home run on the year. Fouls that one away. Davis, a sophomore in 2026 at Lenore Rhine, and is in the transfer portal, originally from Evans, Georgia. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 gone now. And that will bring up Gabby Castillo. First at bat of the day for Gabby. Freshman at Oklahoma State in 2026. Runner going. Here comes the throw, and it's not going to be in time. Stolen base for Brooks Smith. Puts her in scoring position now with 2 outs. Castillo here in the FGCL is 2 of 4 with 3 runs scored, has a couple of RBIs, a home run, and 2 walks. Takes that one inside. For the Cowgirls at Oklahoma State this past year in her freshman year was 12 of 35, 343 the average, 9 RBIs, had a triple, 3 doubles, and 15 runs scored. fouled away. Gabby's sister Keely played softball at Houston Christian. Nice stop by Massengale behind home plate on that one. Keeping the runner at second. Count is full. There's 2 outs with the runner on second. And that one's lined into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Smith will round third. She'll come in to score. RBI single for Gabby Castillo. And it's now 9-5. Squeeze with a lead. Kinsley Peak now the batter. First pitch is a strike and out at second. On the attempted steal is Castillo for out number 3 to end the inning. And that's the third time an inning has ended for the Circus here this game on the base paths. But Sarasota gets a couple of runs on the board in the innings. They get 2 runs on 3 hits. There are no errors and nobody left. We stretch here on field 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, 9-5 the score. Squeeze for the lead. This is the FGCL. Following a leadoff single by Reagan Hickey, and Evans getting her first at-bat of the game. Gets this one sharply to short, and the Circus turns the double play. Noel to Davis to Carter. Now 2 out, nobody on for Nina Passari, who walked and scored her first time. Puts that bunt down, spins perfectly down the first base line. Could not have been placed any better. It's a 2-out bunt single for Nina Passari. I'll bring up now Tori Payne getting the at-bat. She was the starting pitcher. Now getting her first at-bat of the game. Fouls that one away. Payne 0 for 3 with a walk so far here in the league. Squeeze trying to answer back after the Circus scored a couple in the top of the 5th to get themselves back in the game. It's a ground ball to short. The stop made. The throw is in time for out number 3 to end the inning. And despite a couple of hits, nobody comes across for the Squeeze here in the 5th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We played 5, still 9-5. Squeeze with a lead. This is the FGCL. New pitcher for the Squeeze as we move to the 6th inning. Squeeze with a 9-5 lead over the Circus. First pitch is a called strike to Kinley Peak, who's at the plate when Gabby Castillo was thrown out stealing to add the 5th inning, and she's facing the third pitcher of the day for the Squeeze, and it's Sarah Phillips, who's making her 4th appearance of the year. 9 innings pitched, a 2-0 record, 6 runs allowed, 5 have been earned, a 3.89 ERA for Phillips on the year. 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 6 walks. She replaces Reese Hickey. Hickey went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs that were all earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Phillips, a sophomore at Mississippi State in 2026, who made their first ever Women's College World Series appearance after upsetting Oklahoma in Super Regionals. From Trustville, Alabama, and Hewitt-Trustville High School. At State this past year. In 10 innings pitched, had a 4.20 ERA, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts, 1-0 record. This one's popped up by Peak, and it will get out of play, back behind us. Fly ball to center field and unable to make the catch is Basare. That'll be a base hit. Would have been an extra effort play by Basare if she'd been able to make the catch. So Kinsley Peak is on with a leadoff single here in the 6th inning as the wind really picks up. Blowing in now. First pitch to Cena Smith is outside for ball 1. Smith is 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. The walk issued to Smith, putting now runners on 1st and 2nd with nobody out. A single and a walk now, opening up this 6th inning. As the Circus now has the tying run in the on-deck circle. And Natalie Donaldson will be the batter. She's 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. First pitch is high, ball 1. It's fouled away. 1-2. Over on field 2, they're in the 7th inning, and the River Mocs now 3 outs away from handing the Finns their first loss of league play. It's 6-0. River Mocs with a lead. Now it's taken to center. That's down for a base hit. Both runners had held up in case the ball was caught, so now The bases are loaded with nobody out for the Circus, and the tying run coming to the plate. It will be a new batter for the Circus, as Presley Downing will get her first at-bat of the game here in a huge spot. Foul tipped in glove. Downing, 1 for 1, has a single on the year and a hit by pitch. Takes that one inside. 2-1 the count now. Bases loaded, nobody out. 9-5, the Squeeze with the lead, but the Circus now tying run to the plate. Nobody out here in the 6th. Called strike. Got the outside corner. 2-2. Downing, a freshman at Oklahoma State this past year. Did not bat. Was only a pitcher. Pops this one up foul, out of play. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Was number 14 in the class of 2025, according to Extra Inning Softball. That one's taken to left, and that's down for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Here comes the 2nd run. The throw is not in time, as a great evasion of the tag by Smith scores the 2nd run. So that's a 2 RBI single from Presley Downing. Advancing the 2nd on the throw. And now the go-ahead run is to the plate for the Circus. That's a foul ball. Off the bat of Avery Noel, who's getting her first at-bat of the day. "9-7 the score. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. There's still nobody out. Noel drills this one to left. Ranging back and making the catch is St. Jean. Tagging up and coming in to score is Donaldson. So that's a sacrifice fly RBI for Noel. It's now 9-8. Squeeze with the lead. And that will bring about a pitching change for the Squeeze. So Phillips just retired the 1 batter on the sacrifice fly. 3 hits, 3 runs that are all earned. She is responsible for the runner on 2nd base. 1 walk and no strikeouts. And Torrey Payne will re-enter the ball game to pitch now for the Squeeze.
Your pitcher is hitting for number
Payne, who started the game and went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs that were all earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, has now re-entered the ball game. And the first batter she will face will be Ella Carter, who so far on the day is 2 for 2 with a single and a solo home run. So the Circus are within 1 now with a runner on second, just 1 out, and Ella Carter the batter. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Carter, a junior at Miami, Ohio this past year, and is in the transfer portal from New York, New York. Second-year Circus. Check swing back to the pitcher. Payne will make the stop in the throw. Runner moves to third, but there's now 2 away. Very much, swing there by Carter. But now we'll bring up Allison Wisniewski, who will not only replace KK Baez at the plate, will be the new pitcher in the bottom of the 6th for the Circus. The first pitch to her is low for ball 1. Two out, tying run at third base for the Circus here in the top of the 6th inning. Wisniewski fouls that one away. Wisniewski so far on the year, 2 for 2. 3 RBIs, a run scored, has a home run and a walk. That one's foul back. Even up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wisniewski from Tiffin University, a sophomore in 2026. Lithia, Florida native. Takes that one inside, and the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Second-year Circus here in the FGCL, getting at bats for the first time. That one's fouled back. Wisniewski fouls that one away off the foot. Full count. Payne looks in, another payoff pitch is inside for ball 4. So the walk now puts runners on the corners with 2 outs. And we go back to top of the order and Brooke Smith. Smith 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the 5th inning. First pitch is a strike. Runner goes, it's outside, and Squeeze care not. So that Mia Richards, the pinch runner, steals the base there. Fly ball to right. Faulkner is there. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side and strand the tying and go-ahead runs on the base paths for the Circus here in the 6th. But Sarasota gets very much into it here in the 6th inning as they get 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now 9-8. Squeeze with the lead. This is the FGCL. Bottom of the 6th inning. Squeeze with a 9-8 lead over the Circus. And Circus have their third pitcher of the ball game now in the game. Allison Wisniewski replacing KK Bias. Ariana O'Connell will be the first batter. She had an RBI single and came around to score in the 4th inning. Bias went 2 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. In the circle for the Circus so far this year, Wisniewski making her 3rd appearance. She's pitched 3 innings with an 0-1 record, 12 runs allowed, 10 have been earned, a 23.33 ERA. 8 hits, no strikeouts, and 5 walks. But a good inning or two will get those numbers back in order. That's what Claire Ginder is hoping for the Circus here. They fought back in it. They've scored 5 unanswered runs after the Squeeze took a 9-3 lead over the last couple innings. Fly ball to center field, charging in on the run and making a sliding catch is Smith for out number 1. That one got caught up in the wind, which is blowing in. What made what was going to be a routine catch a very tricky one and a really nicely played one in the outfield. Now bring up Brooke Massengale. Massengale 3 for 3 on the day, 3 singles, an RBI. She scored twice and her pinch runner scored once. That's a fly ball well hit to left center field. That one's back and off the wall. Massengale will round first and head to second where she'll slide in safely. And that is a 4 for 4 day for Brooke Massengale. Her first extra base hit of the day. And it's a one out double. And she'll be quickly courtesy run for by Elise Crescio at second base. First pitch is a strike to Maddie Green. She's also had a good day, 2 for 2. Singled in the first, a 2-run homer in the third, and a sacrifice fly in the fourth. Ground ball to short. The charge and the throw is made in time by Smith for out number 2. Crescio moves to third. Eliza Johnson at the plate. Another really good day. Johnson, 1 for 1, a couple of walks, a single, and a run scored. Runner on third, 2 outs. Circus trying to keep squeezed where they are before they'll have her chance in the top of the 7th inning. Hopefully just down 1 if you're the Circus. But that one comes in high, and that's the third walk of the day for Eliza Johnson. Putting the runners now on the corners with 2 outs. For Skylar Young. Young 2 for 3, a fly out in the first, a single in the third, and a RBI double in the fourth. She was thrown out at third trying to stretch that one into a triple. Fouls that one back. Both teams in this game have seen multiple innings come to an end with an out on the base paths, so 17 total runs, could be more. That one's grounded foul down the third baseline. We'll do it again. That's high. Swing and a miss, strike three. Young down on strikes, and that will do it for the squeeze here in the sixth. No runs on a hit, no errors, and two left. We head to the seventh, the last chance for the Circus. Squeeze lead at 9-8. This is the FGCL. Last chance, top of the seventh inning for the Circus. Squeeze with the 9-8 lead in the first pitch. The swung on and missed for strike one by Britt Davis, who struck out her other plate appearance back in the fifth inning. Tori Payne looking to try to finish this one off. That one bounces away, 1-1. So the final line for Sarah Phillips. She went a third of an inning, gave up 3 hits and 3 runs, all earned. It's fouled off. So if Payne is able to hold on here, she would be the winning pitcher for the squeeze. And Emmy Cardenas would suffer the loss for the Circus. But if the Circus is able to tie things up or take the lead, that would get Cardenas off the hook. Two balls and 2 strikes. Fouled away. That has gone final over on field 2. The Rivermocks get a 13-1 win over the Finns. Two hopper to first, and that one is misplayed at first base by Segura. So a leadoff error puts the tying run on base for the Circus, and now the go-ahead run to the plate in the form of Gabby Castillo, who had an RBI single her first time up in the 5th inning. Pulled back to bunt. It's a called strike. So with the Finns taking a loss, the lone undefeated team in FGCL play here in the first week is the Slice, who is 4-0. One hopper to short. They'll throw to second for one, and the throw trying to turn the double play gets past Segura. She will now throw, and the out is made at second as Castillo tried to make that errant throw really hurt, but instead it turns into a double play, and just like that, the Circus are down to their final out. Kinsley Peak is the last chance for the Circus. Outs on the base paths has been the story of the game for the Circus. That one's fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes, and the Circus down to their final strike. That's off of Payne's glove, and reaching first on the infield single is Kinsley Peak. The Circus refused to go away. It's now, once again, the tying run is on base, and the go-ahead run is at the plate with 2 gone. And Cena Smith is the batter, 0 for 2. Couple runs scored and a walk on the day. The first pitch is a called strike. It's fouled away. And again, the Circus down to their final strike. The 0-2. Checked her swing. It was inside. She didn't go. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul tipped in the glove for strike 3. And Tori Payne gets the strikeout to end the ball game. Your final score, the Manatee Squeeze 9, the Sarasota Circus 8. Here in the 7th inning for the Circus. No runs on a hit. There was 1 error and 1 left. With the win, the Squeeze improved to 3-1 on the year. The Circus fall to 0-4. Tori Payne, the winning pitcher. Amy Cardenas will take the loss. So again, your final score, Squeeze hold on, 9-8 over the Circus. Coming up next here on Field 1, in approximately 30 minutes, it'll be the Aquanauts taking on the Swashbucklers. And we'll have it for you right here. Till then, I'm Tom Canterbury saying thank you so much for joining us here for game number 1 of 3 on day number 5 of the FGCL. Your final score once again, Squeeze 9, Circus 8. Until the next matchup between the Aquanauts and the Swashbucklers, I'm Tom Canterbury. Thanks for joining us, and good afternoon.